Hello guys, so in this video we are going to be unboxing a Boss Bottled Absolu. As you can see, it's 50 ml. I got it at a discount at the chemist here in Sydney. So this is so I showed you the front of it. It has yeah, and this is at the top you have just these letters Boss, and the back has the notes, top, heart and bass. The same thing is repeated in French, and the typical. Mine is made in Spain. Wow, nice. And at the bottom you have the barcode, and I believe there is a. What is that? Is that a? Is that a code? Yeah, whatever you see, that's it. Okay, on the sides there's nothing much. There's this QR code on it. Has stripes, you see. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Now I'll tell you why I bought this. This is my first ever Hugo Boss fragrance. So last week I went to the Macquarie shopping center here in Sydney, right? And I usually go to Myers and David Jones, just casually, test whatever is a new fragrance there. You have testers there, right? Like, and then I casually tried this, and it was unusually good for a designer fragrance. Like, I've tried lots of Hugo Boss fragrances, but this, I mean, for some reason it caught my attention, and then I tried it and I really liked it. But I didn't want to buy it because most of the times fragrances that you really like, either they don't perform well, or there's something or the other. I didn't want to spend a retail amount on the fragrance, so I thought I would maybe do some research and then buy it. And then when I started watching the YouTube videos, I was really surprised to see, like, this had, like, everybody was like raving about this fragrance, starting from Sebastian, the perfume guy, and Jensen's that channel. I watched like 2-3 videos, and I was really surprised. And they were all, and the performance supposedly was very good too. And it's summer here. I otherwise I would have, like, it's summer is coming to an end anyway, right? It's February, mid-February, right? So I believe maybe March it'll be a little bit cold, like just a few more weeks, right? So I thought, yeah, why not? Like, I got a good deal. I got this for like $99 at the chemist. The retail price is a lot more, I guess. So yeah, I thought I bought this, and now let's do the unboxing and do a first impression as well. I just because this is like on discount, right? I can't return this also, so I just wanted to make sure that I bought the right one. So it says, the top note says leather accord, patchouli essence and cedarwood essence. But then if you check the Fragrantica, it has a few more notes as well. Okay, so so this is this thing. This is how it opens, right? So there's the bottle. Ooh la la. There's nothing inside the bottle. It's just a cardboard. See. So this is the bottle itself. It's a tiny bottle. It's 50 ml, right? So it says Boss Bottled Absolu, And the cap, there's nothing in. Does it have any initials at the top? No, there's no initials or nothing. And yeah, here's the code. 4213. Okay. See, I'm a big fan of patchouli. Like whatever fragrance I bought, right? Majority of them, I'm not saying all the fragrances, they have patchouli in it for some reason. Like if there's patchouli in it, by default, I start liking it. I don't know. It's always been like that right from the very first fragrance that I started using. And I really love patchouli for it's like the it's a very this multifaceted. You can use patchouli pretty much like in so many different ways, right? And it has lots of different characteristics, and I especially like the density of it in most cases. Like the fragrance is it there's some sophistication in the patchouli note, which is what I like about, and it's very comforting note as well. At least personally, that's what I think. Okay, so let's test the fragrance. It has a good spread. It has a good spread. I can already smell that. Scent of the night. It's not a magnetic cap. It clicks in place. See? You hear the sound? Wow, I smell some kind of wood or something. Oh my goodness, bro! What? Man, it has a woody facet too. I don't know how to explain that. It smells a bit Middle Eastern actually, and I'm surprised for a fragrance that doesn't have wood in it to have this kind of I'm not sure if this has wood, or maybe it's the leather. Maybe it's the leather, but it gives off this kind of stout quality that the wood has, right? You see what I mean? I think it's probably the leather. It smells fat. You know what I mean? See, wood has this facet, like it smells fat. I don't know how to explain that. It's like I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. It smells fat. It's not like leather, as in this kind of Fahrenheit. Not that kind of leather. It's a fat leather. It's almost like woody. What do you mean fat? I don't know. And I think it's the wood leather patchouli combination. I love leather. I love patchouli, and these are like two of my favorite notes. And when I have both of these in one fragrance, Hmm. Wow. It's definitely a winter fragrance. You can't wear this in summer. You'll suffocate. But I have a feeling I probably have something like this in my collection. Ah, here. Oh, this is what I always like. It fascinates me, right? Oh, here I'm smelling more of leather, right? Here I'm smelling something green. Maybe it's the patchouli or something else. Something fern like something like maybe patchouli. I don't know. Like um, wow, it's a very interesting fragrance. I love this fragrance. I mean, what's not like about it? Like and it's definitely not like beginner friendly, I would say. I mean, if you're into like fresh bubblegummy kind of fragrances, then it's definitely not for you. And it smells like it's like it's a very serious fragrance. There's nothing playful, or it's like one of those bold, serious fragrances that dressed up, or a suit. You know what I mean? Maybe if you're in a mafia or something like that. You know what I mean? It's a very serious fragrance. Let me try it one last time, and then we'll look at the note breakdown. I can't wait for winter, bro. I can't wait to try this in winter. This would be so comforting in winter. You know what I mean? There's a certain warmth in this fragrance that would be really comforting in winter. There's something green, right, in this part of my hand. When I try, I'm not getting this here. Here it's mostly leather is what I'm getting. But I think in the pulse points, it's almost like I sense something like black Afghano or something like that. Like that green cannabis type of something herbal, something green is what I can say. For some reason, it reminds me of black Afghano, because the black Afghano has that cannabis note, I believe, right? I'm not saying it smells like that, but it has that kind of dark green characteristic. It could be Davana. It could be Davana, because I remember seeing the note breakdown. There's something green. It most probably is Davana. Okay, let's see what the. So it says amber, balsamic, woody, patchouli. Ooh. Everything I like about in a fragrance, bro. And who are these beauties who created this fragrance? Anik Menado and Susie Leheli for this beautiful fragrance. So this has incense and leather. I'm not sure if I. Myrrh, patchouli, cedarwood, davna. I think is. Now I start smelling something designery. The dry down starting to get a bit boring. The dry down is starting to smell like your old Hugo Boss. which I'm not liking it as much. I'll have to wait and see about the dry down. See, I was a bit you know confused whether to buy the elixir one or the Absolu, right? Because elixir also had really good reviews. Because I watched reviews of both. So this one has frankincense, cardamom, patchouli, vetiver, labdanum, cedar. And the only reason that I didn't buy this is because people were comparing this to I don't know what was that. No, not comparing it. People were saying that for some reason I don't remember. I forgot. I People like the reviews were like they said Absolu is much better than Elixir or something like that. That's the reason why I didn't buy this. Although if I don't like it as much, right, I might buy the Elixir as well. Because I do remember smelling it some time back at a mall, and I was pleasantly surprised at the this and bottle perform are the best from the whole boss line in my opinion. Yeah, it's because of all these reviews I got this. Okay, so let's see what people say in the. Okay, so people obviously. Yeah, this is another thing, right? They've pointed out that this smells like Carlisle. I don't remember smelling Carlisle. Like maybe long back, I must have tried it, and later red tobacco. I don't know, but I'm not smelling any tobacco or anything in this fragrance. But those fragrances are like niche, right? They are expensive ones. You see, easily $300-400, isn't it? Even if you get it at a discount, you get $300, not less than that. This is like $100. You know what I mean? It's this is more similar to Leighton than I thought. More a woody balsamic version of Leighton. Okay, I actually forgot how Leighton, because I bought Leighton, I didn't like it as much, so I sold it off. You know, 3 years back, everybody was hyping Parfums de Mali, starting from Demi Rawling to like every other YouTuber, like Parfums de Mali Leighton, Parfums de Mali Leighton. Like, I just bought it and then I didn't like it as much, and then so I returned it. This is starting to get boring, bruh. The opening was beautiful, but for some reason, the dry down smells very designery. I'm just like 10 minutes into the dry down, right? I have to wait and see, because some fragrances they project and then you keep smelling it throughout the day, right? Because up close, when you smell it, it oh, this. From the bottle, if you smell it directly, it's beautiful. I think it's the patchouli davna combo that smells like, I mean, really, really good. Wow. So far, it's a like. Okay. And I'll have to wait and see. Maybe test it a few more days. Once once winter is here, I'll maybe post another video after a few months. Okay, guys, I think maybe half an hour to an hour into the dry down, right, of this fragrance. And I think it reminds me of this other fragrance by Bulgari, the Legem collection. It's called Gyan. And I tried that fragrance at Sydney Airport, I believe, a year ago. And ever since I tried that, I wanted to buy that because it is an amazing, like, very unique smell, scent that fragrance has. But it's expensive, bro. It's like 440 dollars or something like that. And I don't think I'm not going to spend that much on a fragrance, especially when I think I remember reading the comments about the performance that it's not as good. So I didn't buy that. Even like I was at the Singapore airport like a few months back, and I tried that there as well. I went to buy that, but then I left with the Habit Rouge parfum, because mainly because of the cost. But this fragrance, right, in the dry down, I'm talking about like 1 hour into the dry down, it reminds me of that fragrance. Okay, now see, I almost forgot the scent of that fragrance, but for some reason I'm not sure if I try that fragrance again, maybe like side to side comparison, and I probably it could be a totally different fragrance. But I'm saying it reminds me of that fragrance for some reason, because that fragrance has patchouli, incense, and jasmine sambac. These are the three notes that that fragrance has. It's a very similar. So even this one has patchouli and incense. Instead of the jasmine sambac, this has davna. So I don't know. If you like that fragrance, right? If you like gyan, if you ever tried that fragrance, I'm pretty sure that you would like this fragrance too. They smell very similar. You know what I mean? The only difference that I see is the addition of leather. So this smells like, if you take Bulgaric gyan and then add a little bit of leather to it, you would pretty much end up with Hugo Boss Bottled Absolu. But like, remember that the fragrance that I'm talking about is like 450 dollars, and I got this for like $100. It's I can't even, like, I don't know if this fragrance is even going to be like, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets discontinued, right? Because this smells really high quality, and it smells really niche for a designer fragrance, and very unique too. I'm loving it so far. I'm really loving it. Wow.